the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming to the July school board meeting for the Becker School Board. We will begin with superintendent report.
Just Ryan, you can hear us still?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to mess my report. Permanent school fund. So Minnesota voters will consider a constitutional amendment during the November regular election to modernize how revenue from the permanent school fund is distributed to schools. Currently, we get annual distributions of about 4.5%. The new proposal would be 4.5% of the fund's 3-year average market value. This account in the last 15 years has quadrupled. So because of the way we're getting the money from it, so this would help get more of the dividends essentially from that fund without depleting it at all. So if approved, the funding would help public schools increase by approximately 40%. And what did we say that was? $84,000 for us in additional funding if it passes. There's no tax impact. It doesn't impact taxpayers at all. It comes from the government lands and the government monies and things like that from that. It doesn't create a new funding source or anything like that, but it does get us more money if it were to pass. And there's been some emails I've sent out to the public and to our staff, and there'll be more coming. I'm sure you'll hear more about it as September and October roll around as well. Fall planning is taking place. The executive committee has created a plan for staff development days for the coming school year, and we're just finalizing that. We'll have some of the same things we always do with the mandatory trainings, bloodborne pathogens and right to know, and those sorts of things that are in there, the mandatory ones. We'll also have ALICE training. We'll have some well-being work that we're working on, SEL. We've got new curriculum, a lot of data that we've been looking at over June, and we'll continue in July and August, and then other topics as well. And then we'll have opportunities for our hourly staff. As a matter of fact, the first day is going to generally give me 15 minutes on stage, and new employees. We don't have very many new employees, which will be good. But 15 minutes, and then we're all doing training on de-escalation with Ukuro. Maybe Ukuro, Ukeru, however you say that. So everyone's going to get that training staff-wide. Our next community roundtable will be August 20th at City Hall. Our last meeting was on June 11th, and we talked about the street projects that were taking place on Edgewood and Sherburne County, Highway 23, Freedom Days. We're changing our pickup and drop off, and we'll communicate that out when we get closer to the start of the school year. And a variety of other collaborative topics. The meeting, I think I just been emailing with Jacob Sanders and Greg from the city as well. It's just a great opportunity for us to collaborate and work together with the city particularly, but the county and township as well. Resolutions for legislation are due in mid-September for delegate assembly for MSBA. If you have any ideas or thoughts, please share those with me, and we'll probably draft some of the same ones that we've had in the past and bring those in August and September or September. And then one other thing related to election stuff is July 14th to the 28th is the opening for filing an affidavit for candidacy for school board and any other, I think, other positions as well, but for sure school board. You can do that during the business hours in the district office with Angel is the easiest one to do it with, but
You need $2.
and you need $2 cash. Yes.
Actually,
Early, but
It is early.
yeah, I feel like it's usually August.
Yeah, it's usually.
Yeah. And then their building projects for the summer are staying on pace. The roofing, they've been doing a nice job, even with the heat and some of the rain and stuff, staying on target. The tennis courts, they put some color down on the tennis courts today. It was all asphalt in the last week or so, 2 weeks. But they've got some color down now, blue and green, at least on one side when I went out there earlier today. And then some smaller projects in the cleaning and preparation. We've got new carpeting going in a variety of rooms. We took carpeting off the walls in some other rooms, and so and repainted them and stuff, and if you walk around, you see we painted some of our billboards or bulletin boards around the high school and stuff too. Just little smaller projects like that that we've been able to do this summer. Any questions?
Two, the round table is 5 o'clock. Starting in, I think that's what it has
I
been.
believe so.
I don't know if we have an
So
invite
fine,
yet,
just to make
but
sure.
It
I
has.
think that's
been.
what it has been.
Yeah.
Just wanted to confirm. And then that permanent school fund,
yeah, there's no.
that message to people is like, this is a good thing that doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
You need to vote yes.
Yeah, you can tell them
Because
as
it
an
is yes or
individual
no,
that,
right? And
yeah,
if you skip it, where I read it on the ballot, if you skip it, it's a no
It
vote.
is no vote.
correct.
So it needs to be a yes vote. It's a big thing. So
Yeah, and
talk to
it,
your
yeah,
neighbors and family. And
no
Yeah.
cost.
exactly.
And we do follow the same rules here as we do for any election, as we don't get to, as a board, decide and say yes or no or whatever. But as individuals, you certainly can
Right.
tell people it's
I
not gonna
think
impact your
it's very
taxes.
important to understand though that it has to be a yes vote, otherwise if it's blank, it's a no vote.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Non-tax impact, it's not a new fund, it's been there for years, just.
And maybe letting staff know because they're the ones that, I mean, they live in this community and making sure they understand that this is. It's.
Some type
tax
of-
impact, but,
Some type of social outreach
Yeah.
program we should look into to see how we can get the word out.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been sending a couple emails out. I think it's a little early maybe to start some of that, but there'll be some videos and little things like that that organizations are providing to us to just educate people. That's a good point though, what the yes, if you don't vote and you have a ballot in front of you.
Well, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be a long ballot this year, it could be, who knows where it's gonna be on the ballot, the front page, back page, I mean,
Yeah,
don't skip it.
right.
Yeah,
From the state, that's statewide.
statewide,
And
yeah.
so. Oh, from every district out there. So,
Yep.
Yep. Well, everybody's in the same boat. So,
Should be a good word of mouth. And I think we already talked about it on the news, but I think when you get closer to November, it's gonna be
hopefully,
publicized, I would think.
it comes from the reunion.
It might get
and everything.
lost in some of the other ads and whatnot. That's on there.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Community reports, Pete, you have a policy update?
Yeah, we did meet last Wednesday, did go over a number of handbook modifications for all the buildings. Well, I think we're gonna talk about that in greater detail later on in the meeting. And then also went through a number of policies, just like we did last month, that had state statute updates and word changes. Those will also be discussed here later on in the meeting in greater detail as well.
Alrighty, thank you. Item number 3, consent agenda. We'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions or discussions?
Yeah, just a heads up, those handbook modifications are in there
Yep.
as well, like they typically are.
The Boys and Girls Cross Country, I'm assuming that is all fundraise outside of their, right, that's what I read, or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they presented last year, but they're doing the exact same thing. So.
Right. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Brings us to item number 4. Resolution for accepting donations.
I'll make the motion to accept the donations.
I have a second.
We have a motion and a second to accept donations as written before us. Any questions or discussions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. That's the shortest list we've had all year.
Yeah,
Still a lot of money, but
That's-
it's a short list. Policy review. I don't know, Jeremy or Pete, one of you want to just real quick give a rundown on this?
Yeah, I put in the notes under each of the policies, what's changed. Most of them are statutory. One of the ones we wanted to kind of talk about was the 721. That one adds a provision regarding thresholds for emergency purchases by the superintendent or anyone else. We talked about that for a little while at the policy meeting. And the only things we could really think of were catastrophic events like flooding, fire, tornado type of events that were going to be reimbursed by the by insurance, we would think. And so it does give the permission to not have to call an emergency meeting or a quick meeting. The timeline for the emergency meeting I looked up, and it just says you have to notify certain all the people that you're supposed to notify in there, and it just allows you to be a little more quick if you add that in there. To me, it doesn't matter either way. I don't. It's a 1 in 100 year type of thing, I would guess. I hope, or more, maybe a 1 in 200 years or 500 years, or that
This
type
is
of
a
thing.
new,
So,
this is a new.
New
this is
addition.
Correct.
Yeah.
Brand new policy.
the same policy, but just an added
The
part.
wording,
Yeah,
right.
and I don't know where it came from. I didn't figure that out at all. But like St. Cloud had that fire last spring or whenever it was, late winter maybe.
And where it comes from is, like, you gotta hire a cleanup. Come in and get the smoke, smell and the ash if it's fire.
And I suppose from a timing perspective, instead of waiting to organize a meeting.
Yeah.
the Approval process, just expedite. The less impact.
So it's less days
Yeah.
that kids have to be out of school.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
It does say in there that the board would approve it at whatever the next meeting is.
sure.
It was up to a certain amount, correct?
If it was over the 175.
It's 175. You have to
Thousand.
do, the sealed bids normally, but in an emergency. you Could hire one out without having to do a sealed bid.
All right, all those in favor? Signify by saying aye.
You don't know, did you get a motion? I don't know if you
Yeah, I have a motion. Nope, I don't have a motion on that. Looking for a motion. I'm busy reading these.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second that motion, the policies.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further questions? Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, all opposed,
Aye.
motion carries.
I'm pretty sure that was in favor.
All right, second reading, 722 is, have you heard any? Do you have any changes on this? Since the last one?
No, well, yes, but no changes from, I haven't heard anything new, but we did, because MSBA did update some of it, as far as home participant data, and that creates home participant privacy data is if somebody's like on a protection plan or something like that, where they're, like, we've had students where their address is St. Paul and they go to school here, but because we can't give out their address and they can't give us their address. So those people can't be discriminated against in a data request. So that was the only ad, and that came from MSBA as well, from the 2026 legislative session. So we don't have to disclose that information.
That's the part that's in red.
Yeah.
on page
Yeah,
eight.
yeah.
All right, entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the second reading for policy 722.
I'll second.
Having a motion and a second. Do we have any further questions or discussions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Means the item number 7, substitute teacher pay. Jeremy will speak to this, but it's kind of I don't think we changed any price. We just changed hourly, right?
Correct, yeah, we went from, is it 90 days to 720 hours, because some subs were not taking day or half day, excuse me, sub positions because they wanted to get to the 90 days to get to the higher role pay. And so we just said, well, fine, if you just cumulatively get to 720 hours which is 90 days or more, and so then you would qualify for that higher rate. So, and it made sense. It was recommended by the subs.
Yeah.
And we listened.
Good question. Are we like districts that touch us? Are we? Where do we fall? Do we know? So are they taking a study yet?
We've changed this.
It's always going to be competitive, right?
few
Some are
times,
hard to
yeah.
find right now.
Yeah.
Few times in the last few years, we've been kind of clawing back and forth with Monticello, Big Lake,
Sure.
Becker. And yeah, we didn't do a study this year, and I think HR representatives do have all that information. I didn't even ask for it this time because we just did that last year and.
So we raise it tonight, Big Lake will raise it next week. That's what happens, because they want.
Yep.
But I think we're very
Oh, yeah.
competitive
Yeah.
to those around us. So. All right, entertain a motion for item number 7.
We'll make a motion to accept the substitute teacher pay. For the 26-27 school year.
I will second that motion.
Any further questions or discussions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right?
Those opposed? Motion carries. Brings us to item number 8, operating levy.
Yeah, so this one is put on here. We had obviously had the operating referendum last November. It didn't pass. It was for $200 per student or per pupil, and we made budget cuts tied to that. So we've cut what's about $600,000. We've got this permanent school trust fund that's out there. We adjusted for compensatory already, but I think that's going to adjust again. We still have unknowns with special ed. We have unknowns with unemployment, where the funding is coming from for those. And so I thought well, if we decide we want to go back out to the voters in November, it essentially becomes a free election for us because the county runs it. And we have to decide by August 11th if we want to do that and figure out what amounts and things like that to run with our finance team that has to figure out what the impacts and things like that are. I don't know what the board thinks. Between Kevin and I, our discussion and discussion with others, I think we made enough cuts this year to kind of absorb some of that. And I said this multiple times before when we were going out last November, is that if something like unemployment, paid family leave, which I didn't say earlier, compensatory special ed impacts Becker, it's going to impact a lot of other schools a lot worse than us. And so I wanted on here to talk about what your thoughts are on this and what we wanted to do moving forward. Do we see how the budget comes out with the audit and then wait through next year? Do we put something out there and try to again get ahead? Like what we were trying to do is keep a low amount before so we could get ahead of it. It's not going to be able to be that low probably ever again if those things fall off. So yeah, just want to get some feedback from the board, what we're looking at. I haven't heard anything from outside groups or anything like that. I know some schools are having families or community members are doing petitions and things like that, but I think we made enough cuts, and Kevin can, I don't know, answer it too, but I made enough cuts this year with the 600,000 to kind of give us enough breathing room to get through this coming year and possibly another year in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, as Jeremy said, the compensatory was 125,000. They partially funded that for 1 year. But again, don't know what the legislators will do. I'm sure the proposal will still come back to say, keep it where it was, at least for now. And then the unemployment, that was, they originally had 45 million left, and then the state put in another 100 million, and it's supposed to run out during this year. So next year, it will probably be short that, and that's 325,000 that we or that gets paid in unemployment. So between the two, those are 500,000. But we did the 600,000 reduction, so we should be fine.
If that permanent school fund passes, when does that take effect? Would that be the 26,
If it-
27 school year?
It would be, no, it would probably be the year after,
27,
27, 28, yeah.
So maybe it makes sense to wait, see if that passes, and then consider the following year. where we're at.
How much extra
For that
would
permanent
be
fund,
allocated from us, from that fund?
Said about 80.
Or 84.
84, 85,000 right around.
And that one does fluctuate, so it's not gonna be the same exact amount, because it uses that indicator, the 3-year average or whatever.
So, yeah,
I mean, that wouldn't be enough,
no,
as much as what our
right,
200 per pupil would be, but
Just wondering if that's almost competing interests, like as a
Right.
voter, if they see both on the same ballot. You know, especially considering we're coming out of a no vote. I think timing might be of essence with it.
It's nice that it won't cost us anything, to put it on the ballot.
Yeah,
Cause I mean, last time it ran us.
It runs us about 10 to 12
I'll say
thousand.
$12,000, which is about.
But you also get a way bigger turnout. On a primary
Even
midterms,
It's not a great year to run one.
right? Given everything going on, yeah. Yeah.
Is it something that you look, like you said, something that you look at moving forward as, and then start pinpointing what the need would actually have to be and why?
well, that's what
And you
that's
have to ask for more money, obviously, it's gonna have more than $200 per pupil.
that's what I think is gonna happen, and it's not just gonna be, like I said, Becker, it's gonna be a lot of school districts. 80-90% of them probably, if special ed funding is $250 million statewide cut that they're looking at doing, if they somehow do that, that's gonna be a big impact for a lot of places. On and that we would have a better indicator when those things run out. As far as what we would need at that point too, so.
The other thing is you'll have, I mean, the legislation will, the next 2 biennium will be coming up to next spring. So we'll know a little bit more by then too. Because they got to be done by, supposed to be done by May 21st.
yeah,
and I mean, you know me, I'm all about. Giving every opportunity to the public to vote on something, but at the same time, you know, I also want to give it the best chance to succeed. And it is tough coming back to back with referendums, so. You know, hopefully we can package something, you know, the time when we come back and put this levy on the table, we can package a winning formula, so. Yeah, a lot of unanswered questions yet.
With hindsight, you'd be like, wow, that was saved you money for the yes last.
Right, right.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you know. Opportunities both ways, but I'm trying to think. Like a voter, right, and the message that we're sending, I just wanna make sure that if we're asking. We know how much exactly we need and then are able to defend it accordingly.
Well, I just worry. With the economic status of everything right now. Asking for more money is not gonna be a winner.
Yeah,
It's tight for a lot of people.
I
I
agree.
just worry about that. Like Pete said, if we're gonna put it together, we want something that's gonna pass. So.
Yeah.
So,
If we don't do it this year, obviously, we would have to do that 27. Right, fall
Yeah.
47. Yeah. Would that be? Do we have like a plan, you know, do we start making plans already then, so like we know? The dollar amount, do we probably need to wait till May?
We'll probably have to wait till May,
Okay.
once the legislation puts out for that next 2 years.
But that will give us the, you know, really end of May, so it's June and July to kind of figure it out,
Figure it out.
you know, and we can start in June for that, and then. July and August, by August, that August meeting, we'd have to finalize it, and so. It does give us a few months, more months than we actually have now.
all right, any further questions?
Right.
Ryan, you have any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. One more thing before we adjourn, it's review time, so I will be sending an email out. Asking for some feedback on Jeremy's year, and then we'll compile those, and either we'll go over them in August or September, whichever. Meeting looks better, but be looking for an email from me on that. So, all right, thanks for coming, this meeting's adjourned.